Hi, welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about these books. Lately, I've been so lazy to film something, so I took a little break, but that's nice because now I have many books to talk to you about. And I'm almost 23, but my memory is so bad, so I wrote down what I wanted to talk about. This is the agenda for today. First, we have The Years by Annie Ernaux. I liked it, but at the same time, it was quite boring for me, although I would recommend it if you have like a very deep hyper fixation on France. I really like France, it's one of my favorite countries. And this is about France and French culture. There were parts that I found very interesting, but also parts that were just about French elections. And I wanted to read it because I thought she won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2022, as you can see here. And I thought that's for this book, but no, someone told me that actually you win the prize for literature for your work in general, so not for this. So that's why I wouldn't recommend it necessarily if you want to start with Annie Ernaux, and I would just recommend. I read two other books by her, these two, and they were just brilliant. I think they were so amazing. And this is called Happening, and I will read and they're very short as well, and they're so well written. So it's kind of about her experience with an abortion that was done illegally, so it's very painful. But also, I really like the way she describes the experiences of finding out she is pregnant, just her mental space. Although there is a lot of criticism for autofiction, I think she does it really well because her life is actually very interesting. And very horrible. Like, I wouldn't want to go through that, but it's very interesting to read about. And also, I read this one. It's called A Simple Passion. It's also very short, so you could read this in one day. So it's about an all-consuming passion, and about her 2-year relationship with a married man. So, kind of affair. I don't know. Yeah, and it was just very interesting because you can see this. Because it's kind of, we read often about desperate women or like crazy women or so, and we think like, or crazy people in general, and we think this could never happen to me. I'm so above that. So that's why it's very interesting to read about this like a woman who's realized like she's an academic, she is well off, upper class now and stuff, and she still like falls into this kind of despair and obsession with this man. So it's kind of interesting as it shows that you and me and everyone, we are not kind of above this. This could happen to anyone. I still think this couldn't happen to me, but who knows, this might happen to me too. So that's why it's very interesting to read about and to read how she kind of goes through this. And there are also good parts about their affair, but also there's a part where he kind of goes back to his country. He's from another country and ghosts her, and she reacts to this and how she kind of recovers. And so I would recommend these two books by her. And also I'm going to read more of her books because I think she's just amazing, and she's also politically very good. I think she's very left-wing, which is rare for French people. So or for authors in general, because every time you think an author is so amazing, then you read something about their life and you're like, oh, okay, because it's either like pedophile or right wing or stuff like that. So it's nice to see a decent human being as an author. And next on my agenda, we have this Crush. As you can see, I really love this. It's just the best poetry book I've ever read. And as I was reading this, I was thinking, wow, I was so immersed into it, I couldn't put it down. I think I was thinking about it when I wasn't reading it. I was thinking, oh, I can't wait to get home and read this again. Or, to read it on the train was quite risky because I was trying to not cry in front of everyone. I will attach some poems here. So you should read this. And then we have a very weird book that I'm sure you're not gonna buy, but in the case you want to buy it, it's this. It's so unpopular that you can't even find anything about it online. I talked about it in another video, now I finally finished reading it. And if you're looking for a very, very weird book, um, this is for you. I think it's just so strange. I think I will try to describe it through pictures. So here again, for the editing part, we have some pictures that describe the vibe of this book. So I would say weird, mm, obsessive, sexual, um, disgusting to some degree, but also beautifully written, religious. Yeah, as the author is Greek and it's happening in Greece. I think it's just very, very great and very good if you are interested in philosophy, especially in existentialism, but it touches on other things as well. It kind of talks about Sartre, Simone de Beauvoir, Camus, also Heidegger. I'm trying to remember who else. Um, Maurice Merleau-Ponty. I'm very bad with French names for a person who's so obsessed with France. And it's written in such an interesting way and such an accessible way that I think you should give it a try and then kind of dive deeper into what interests you. I've read some essays by Sartre and I've read two of Camus' novels and also The Myth of Sisyphus, and I also read Simone de Beauvoir's A Parable, I think, about two friends, and another one, The Woman Destroyed, which I loved. I think she's such a good writer. Learn more about their kind of personal lives and philosophies and kind of relationship to each other and how they felt towards each other and about their political stance. So I recommend it as a kind of introduction to existentialism. It doesn't explain existentialism or existentialist works, but it kind of goes through their lives and what was happening at the time. So I think it's very, 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 very good for context. The book I'm currently reading. And I've read Steppenwolf by him, which I liked. First half was okay, but the second half was really, really great. It's like a dream sequence and it's just very fun to read. I've watched many movies recently from the last time I filmed the video and stuff, but many I disliked. For example, I don't know what's up about Possession. Everybody likes Possession, this movie, and I found it so strange in a bad way. Like, I don't know, maybe it was too intellectual for me or so, but I didn't like it at all. I watched Taste of the Cherry, which was okay. Like, it was nice. I recommend it. It didn't change my life or so, but it was interesting. Then I watched The Last 10 Years, which was also cute, but also not something too crazy. Emily was really cool and I would recommend it. Yesterday I went to an exhibition of Monet's paintings and it was so cool to see it in front of you. I'm taking this semester for writing and I hope to finish at least 3/4 of my book and edit. I read many things and I think that, oh, you know, like many parts that I wrote because I started writing this book when I was 19, I think, and that was more than 3 years ago, about 3 years, 4 years ago or so. And I think that, oh, this is so bad, this is so cringe. I had no words. I kind of wrote in crazy cliches, you know, that I would read like, I don't know, it reads like a Wattpad story, like many things, and I think that, wow, this is so bad. How am I gonna save this? You know, so that's also kind of disappointing. That there are some parts that I read and I think, wow, this is so brilliant. Did I write this? You know, so that kind of keeps me going. Also, the fact that I do want to kind of finish writing this book because I wrote many stories before. I've been writing since I was like 13 or so, or even before, and I don't have anything like concrete in my hands. So I want to finish this book. I want to print it out and hold it in my hands and be like, wow, okay, this is my baby that I produced, and put it on my bookshelf and have it there and give it to my friends, give it to my mom. I don't know if my mom would like to read that, but okay, give it to my cousin and stuff. I don't know. And yeah, and to finally have something I creative. I have one daily notebook, I have one journal, I have a sketchbook and a casual notebook as well. And I wanted to do, like, I saw online that now there are so many cute journal inspirations and stuff that I will attach here. And I want to do that in my next video, like a kind of decorating my journal. I think that's so cool, and I want to have that. And I brought from the exhibition yesterday is this a very cute tote that's with Monet, and it says I don't know what this means because it's in German. It says Monet's Küste. I think Monet's coast or something, because it's about a coast where he painted. Really spacious and cute, and I really like the combo of yellow and blue. That's why I always have yellow in my videos. These are the books I want to read. First, there's this book called Departures. I don't know anything about this. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I've never heard of him, but apparently he's very famous. I wanted to read this book. Stuff like this. This will be probably my next read. Everybody has read this except for me, and I have to read it as well to kind of not be behind my peers, I guess. I don't know, especially as I'm starting my master's in literature, so I have to know of this, and it seems very interesting. Edition of Electra that I started reading a bit, and it was really interesting. It's about colors, and it has multiple essays related to color. This is something I would read more in the evening. In the morning when I wake up, I don't want to read like novels or so. I just want to kind of go through my phone and look at what happened in the world and stuff, but that's not so healthy. So instead I try to like read an article or something like non-fiction in the morning. Now I will go to the gym, and I kind of lost interest in going to the gyms, but I still have this membership for 1 year, so I have to keep going, and it's very healthy. Now I'm kind of trying to motivate myself by embodying this aesthetic and just going for the aesthetic or stuff, and just to listen to music. And it doesn't help that I think 2 months passed. I didn't expect any body changes or so, but I'm like normal towards thin, and I thought I'm gonna be buff by now, but I'm not buff yet. I'm still like very tiny and stuff, so nothing changed. I really thought I'm gonna be buff by summer. I don't know why. I thought I'm gonna have like such arms like in this picture, but I still look like normal and stuff. And I do lift weights. Like, I don't just go for running. Most times I lift heavy weights and stuff and it doesn't do anything, but okay, I will do it for my health, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym today, then I'm going to go outside and enjoy nice weather and maybe read a bit, and I will try my bestest best to paint and to write. I really talked so much and I really don't know how to end this. So goodbye now. Have a beautiful, nice day. Go outside, read, and happy Easter if you're celebrating Easter now, and bye.